about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising, that look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you're never leaving my face. Heart is racing here now, never wanna way out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess, no. You're a mind reader. Something about you is different. Some kind of energy's messing with all the chemicals in my brain. Feel the temperature rising, that look in your eyes paralyzing. Forever you'll never leave in my veins. Heart is racing here now, never wanna way out. I want you right up to the end. Oh, you know what I'm feeling, even if it doesn't make sense. You don't have to guess, no. You're a mind reader. Mind reader.
What's up, everybody? Back with another video. Fresh off of suspension for a day. They false imprisoned me, and they decided that I didn't violate their code, statutes, rules, guidelines, and regulations. So I'm back because that last video triggered off 2 strikes. I still got one, but for some reason I could live stream. It triggered 2 strikes on some old ass fucking videos. I don't even remember them damn videos. They was old, but they dug into the crates and they was like, fuck this, you know. But I appealed it, I won on the appeal, took it to the appellate division and I won upon further review. So they let me out, so I'm fresh out of the YouTube algorithm jail. But what's good, everybody? Just want to do a quick video, let y'all know that I'm back. Yeah. Check out the last video. I dropped a lot of jewels in there, amongst other things. But also another thing is the YouTube censorship algorithms are high right now. The Wise got a strike on his video on his channel. So yeah, they are they got the censorship up. They got it uppity up. So yeah, but In other news, um, they have. Hold on one second. What was it? Uh, they have. What is it? All over the news today is Hunter Biden bullshit. Ain't it funny? They go from they don't fuck around. They let that pendulum swing and fuck with people's minds like there's no tomorrow, man. That's how you know there's all a big CIA psychological operation, you know, on a global scale, and they go from Trump now to Biden, you know, now he's this squeaky clean guy. I mean, whatever. But that's dominating the news today. Uh, but there is a um news story that came out that said the Alitos and Roberts discuss politically sensitive topics in secret recordings by liberal activists. And they're playing on left and right, garbage, right? But they were talking about um, what was there was a reason why I wanted to talk about this. All right. Ah, fuck, I forgot the point I wanted to make of that story. And then there's another one called New York State AR. I said the AR. Hold on, wait. Hold on. It's called, I don't know if y'all heard this, but it's the New York State ERA, right? It's called the Equal Rights Amendment, and they're trying to do this in New York State. And what they're trying to do is amend the Constitution. Remember what I told y'all about parental rights? All right, they are trying to, erode and further erode parental rights. Um, but it's called the ERA, that New York State is trying to do, right? ERA amendment. All right. Now I believe it's in. Uh, it is supposed to be done. When is it supposed to be done? Um, it hasn't passed yet. They're trying to pass it. They've been trying to do this shit for a long time, but you know what equal rights equal, right? Man, what the fuck? I'm having like a total brain fart right now, man. The ERA amendment status. 2024. Anyways, this is in New York State, right? This is in New York State, all right? Why do they want to erode Constitution of New York State, other states, and the United States? Because protections sit there. They need to make you forget about them, erode them away, or amend them. Hopefully, the United States. Sorry about that, guys. Um, Sorry about that. But what they're trying to do is erode away and make us forget about or just remove, protections that's been sitting around for a very long time, right? And again, I told you, being a truther all these years and shit like that, not many people actually gave a fuck about actually being a truther and living in that truth. And one of those truths was understanding what has been done to you, what they put in place. All right, and this is also a reason why they wanted you to become a truther, give you shit you'll never prove, give you shit you can argue about, give you shit you never heard before, so you can just fucking gobbledygook all goddamn day long. And so they could just fuck up and just take and pass laws and fuck with your rights and shit like that. You know, that's the nutshell of the whole truth community. When you wake up, you're like, oh, everybody's like, you if you think for 1 minute that saying fuck politics, fuck both sides came from your own thoughts, you are 100 million percent mistaken. I mean, I could sit here and go through, the intelligence on how they actually, yes, that is a thing. You know, that is a thing to get you to not think about them. Therefore, they can do what they do to you because they know shit, your ass is still under the bond and the bondage. So long as you talking about this shit over here, hell, they're gonna keep on rolling, keep on doing their agenda. You're gonna keep asking why. They'll slip some more shit out there like, oh, you could do this, and then they'll turn around and call you a fucking sovereign citizen because some agent put this information out and didn't give you the whole truth and mix it with lies, and now here people getting more fucked up and damaged. So yeah, that's what they wanted you to do. And reality is they didn't want you to actually stop and actually learn. That's what they know. They know that most people with all this social media are just gonna watch and try to learn watching. Yeah, you can learn some things from watching, but you gotta research. You gotta get understanding. You gotta get the facts of what is being talked about. You can't just take somebody's word for some shit. You gotta go look at it. And when you do, you're like, oh shit, that's not quite what it says. Or that's not quite, you know, oh, I didn't really, oh, that's not, I didn't, it actually says something different than what most Americans are actually following, you know? And again, it's boring. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of, people's brain just fizzles. But that's the road to understanding what you're in. That's the road to get yourself into real truth and actually try to get the fuck out of the bondage that they got us in, right? This is the reason why they could come out and say, "Oh, we need the, equal rights amendment," and it sounds good to everybody. Oh yeah, equal rights. Yeah, yeah, fuck it, I'm on board. But a bitch didn't read what the fuck it entails. You read that shit, you be like, "Get the fuck out of here! I don't want this shit. We already got it. We already have it. We don't need an amendment to some shit. If you read it, we already got it, and it's clear as a fucking preschooler can understand it. Plain ass fucking English. You know, fucking look at this shit. Why would you want to amend some shit when? Hold on, let me read this shit. All right. Why would you need to go fucking read some shit when the motherfucking shit says this? Hold on, 1 second. And you go to it. Get to the shit. Go to the New York State. I'm gonna go to the New York State fucking Constitution. All right. And the Constitution of New York State says, hold on, right? All right, hold on. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we got all those. Okay. Um, right to everything is all in here. If anybody just reads it, you don't need an amendment. You don't need any amendments. I'm trying to go to the first one. That's the Bill of Rights. This lady's fucking speeding in front of me. All right. Where is it going? Legislative power, Constitution preamble. See, this is like some background. But basically, the Constitution already got it. You ain't got to amend this shit. All right. You don't got to amend it. You already have protections, right? Hold on 1 second. We already got protections. So same motherfuckers that we don't trust is gonna try to give us up, talk about um, there's gonna be some amendment. The same people within the New York State that wants to destroy, you know, liberty, freedom, all that shit. What's good, Kimmy? I don't judge, but there are sure a lot of ignorant, it don't give a fuck people. Yeah, man, most of them are. Most of them. You know how many people don't know that there's a state constitution that is in line with the United States Constitution? I mean, it's honestly pretty scary, man. That's why I said, hey, I've been, the rhetoric has been, there has been no truth community. All right. These are the things that people should have been doing, you know? I mean, there's a reason why there's dedicated sovereign citizen channels that try to clown people who have actually seen and learned what the hell is going on. You know, you could actually, I mean, they can sovereign citizen videos all they want. All right, there's no such term. There's no such thing. They brainwash people. Sovereign citizen is no different than conspiracy theorists. All right, it's no different. Same shit. Just because if you know a little something, you're a sovereign citizen. If you know how to do something and you don't need a lawyer, you're a sovereign citizen. They're even down to calling First Amendment auditors sovereign citizens. Like what? This is where we got to. You know, there's a campaign out of shills and just straight fucking frauds that do sovereign citizen videos all day long. They look at people that travel. You know, they look at people who are actually traveling, okay? Actually traveling, they do it around here, Rochester, all the time. Traveling, we got their own plates and everything. Don't nobody fuck with anybody in Rochester, you know? I mean, you got a right to travel. Your automobile is a part of your personal property. I don't give a fuck what you call it, whatever they could call it, whatever they want you to call it, doesn't matter. They've already ruled on it over and over and over again. They're going to tell you this? No. They're going to put you through an administrative process or try to, and then say, you know what? If you catch us, you catch us, you know? But that's why the fines are so small, right? Because that's a lot of work, and you know what? People will rather pay the $75 or $150. It's pretty quiet. It's pretty wild. And then there's truthers that will even say, I've heard truthers call these people sovereign citizens. Like, what? Same people that say, oh, they're trying to take our gun rights will call somebody who does that a sovereign fucking citizen. Like, what? Well, that's why they're taking your gun rights, because you don't understand what privileges you got. You don't understand what a register is. You don't understand the meaning of registering your firearm and why they're making you do it. You don't understand why they're telling you to register your car. You just go ahead and blindly do it because you believe that's what you're supposed to do. You know? You believe that. We all, this is what we were taught. That's the way. But I mean, you think about how crazy and fucked up society is that, I mean, people just don't think that waking up every day doing what they're doing is some normal activity shit. Going to a school is just a way of life. Like, and school is relatively new. Ain't that crazy? School is relatively new to humans. Like, oh, you got to go to school. Like, well, okay, well, what if you don't? Oh, you'll be dumb. Well, I don't know. A lot of people that didn't go to school, they're not dumb. You know, a lot of people who came from other countries in the 80s, 90s, a lot of Italians came over here, Polish people, the Arabs. Them motherfuckers all doing good. A lot of them ain't even go to school. But why are Americans the ones that have the tough times? Look around, America's the one that have the toughest times. The average American have the toughest times in America. Ain't that crazy? And it's stories popping up around Rochester about how in other places around the country about how you know they say illegal aliens and illegals are getting pulled over and let right go, and they are allowed to drive. They can't do anything wrong. Well, I'm not mad at that. I don't care. You know why they can do that? It's because they're just following the Constitution. Whoever is in charge of whatever they're doing, it's legal. Because one, they don't have to. You don't have to get a license. They don't have to get a license if they're operating in the private. Most of the people, they're just driving. They're just traveling from home, going to work, to and from. They know these motherfuckers ain't got no kind of carrier job or doing business on the road type deal, right? They might be going to work, but they driving on the road. That's why they can't do nothing to them. Because somebody that's in charge of this agenda knows that, hey, you can't bring them into court. It's the same thing as Illinois with the gun. The illegal that had the gun. Well, they said he under the Constitution, he's not a felon. He got a right to bear an arm. Okay, ain't no different from car registration, driver's license, and all that shit. Ain't no difference. You know. I mean, they don't want you to know it. Oh no, 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 we're not installing that shit now. Hold on, where's it at? Where's it at? Where's it at? Hold on 1 second. Of course, I'm on the wrong phone. See something. All right, my bad. I had a whole nother device and all that other good stuff. Let me know if y'all can hear me. My bad. My bad. My bad. All right, we're good. we're good. So, um, in my area, oh, damn, where the fuck is it so hot? My area, that's the word going around, and somebody made a post, and all I saw was, uh, all I saw was like just retarded American bullshit. About illegals and about this and about, oh God, we got to do it. They got, just dumb ass, ignorant ass, American ass, stupid, just, Lucille baseball bat to the forehead type shit. Just dumb as hell. Then it was a post where somebody posted somebody with a private plane that's dropping facts, and they didn't have they like had all these comments. It was crazy. Like there was like 100 comments. Every one I read was all like somebody who conforms and says, "Oh, look at these sovereign citizens," and then you couldn't reply to them. I can't. You can't. They blocked all the comments and left all the comments there so people can read them about somebody knew what they were doing and had a private plane. And this is where we at with America. This is why I tell people, your enemy is your fucking neighbor. Your enemy is your neighbor. Where I live, man, I had a neighbor from hell. The bitch moved. Thank God for knowing how to manifest. The bitch fucking moved. 20 years, I had a neighbor from fucking that bitch. Always called the top twice and shit. I think fucking 3 times on my ass. I don't know. Always was in some shit. Ever since she been gone, not a peep. The bitch used to watch everything I fucking did. I ain't have a plate, or I had a different plate. The bitch called it. Man, that shit was wild shit I had to go through. But I manifested her right the fuck up on out of there. But your neighbor is your worst fucking enemy, man. It ain't the government. When you see these comments, I'm like, damn, this is real shit what this person is doing, and all the Americans are ganging up, talking all this shit. They should be in jail. These people are retards. These are some soft tards. I'm like, man, anything that you do that is out of the ordinary, that someone doesn't know, oh, they're crazy. That's the reality we live in. That's where we're at in 2020 fucking 4. When all they got to do is pick up, legal, anything in a legal realm and just look the shit up. It's so much. I mean, there's so much, right? You got, let me see. This is from, I'm going to read some shit. I got some jewels on this shit. Y'all know I got jewels for days on all this shit. And I'm not talking about just Black's Law Dictionary. If you hear somebody just speaking Black Law Dictionary, just fucking run. Know that's probably somebody who don't know nothing about anything. You got to understand case laws, yeah, dictionaries, English, Old English, Latin. You got to understand rules of the court, rules of law, maximums of law, all kinds of different shit. You got to know the difference. You got to understand venues. You got to understand jurisdiction. You got to understand a whole lot of shit. I don't understand. I probably understand like maybe 5% of what's out here. That's how heavy the iron fist is on us. But with more people knowing and understanding, that shit could have increased to about at least 50% years ago. But people, they don't want to learn. And other people want to look for somebody else to do it, and then they just want to copy it and actually not learn it. When law understands, it's a spiritual understanding. That's why each case, no matter what it is always different. Somewhat similar in the way you play it, but upon and under each individual, it's different. And a lot of people don't know that. And again, this shit is boring to many people. It's not entertainment, but it affects every fucking body every single day, no matter what, unless you off in the woods. And if you was, you wouldn't be tuned into me. So regardless, a motherfucker is in some type of contract, some type of obligation, under something, no matter what. Unless you butt naked in the woods. Ain't nobody butt naked running around in the fucking woods. That ain't happening. So, you got these people these are your neighbors don't understand that. All right, this is Idaho. Okay? To all Idaho state law enforcement, right? This is what somebody had put on their shit. This is real shit. I'm not required to have a driver's license to drive a motor vehicle in the state of Idaho for non-commercial purposes. All right? It is an undisputed fact that you're required to have a driver's license to drive a motor vehicle in the state of Idaho unless you are making a commercial use of the public highways pursuant to Title 49 Idaho Code Section 49-105-18, which reads, definitions 18, driver's license endorsements mean special authorization that are required to be displayed on a driver's license, which permit the driver to operate certain types of commercial vehicles or commercial vehicles hauling certain types of cargo or to operate a motorcycle. All right. Now, drivers 49301, drivers to be licensed. No person except those, this is small, sorry, except those expressly exempted by the provisions of this chapter shall drive any motor vehicle upon a highway unless the person has a valid Idaho driver license. 2, any holder of a Class A, B, C commercial driver's license issued by a jurisdiction other than Idaho shall apply for an Idaho issued commercial driver's license within 30 days of establishing domicile in Idaho. So it is clear that Idaho law 49-3001-2 requires any holder of a Class A, B, C commercial driver's license issued by jurisdiction under Idaho shall be required to apply for an Idaho-issued commercial driver's license within 30 days establishing a domicile in Idaho. It's also clear that subsection 15 of the Idaho law at Title 49-105 defines a driver's license to mean a license which authorizes the individual driver commercial motor vehicles. See 49-105-15. To wit, definitions, driver's license. 49-105. Driver's license means a license or permit issued by the department or by any other jurisdiction to an individual with which authorizes the individual to operate a motor vehicle or commercial motor vehicle on the highways in accordance with the requirements of Title 49 Idaho Code. Driver's license. Classes of driver's license are issued for the operation of a vehicle based on the size of the vehicle or the type of load and mean. A, Class A. Person holding a valid Class A may also operate vehicles requiring Class B, C, or D. Right? This is just Idaho. Okay? I'm not going to read all this, but I'm going to go down into I'm going to go down to where it gets into how it tells you don't need the motherfucker. In Idaho, first-time driver's license applicants are required to get an instruction permit pursuant to provisions of 49-110 subsection 6A, which clearly shows that a Class A, B, C is a type of endorsement as stated in 49-105, which authorizes a driver to operate or drive certain types of commercial vehicles.
All right, 49.110 definitions effective January 1st, 2001. Instructional permits, Class A, B, C, or C. D permit means a temporary privilege to operate a motor vehicle for which a commercial driver's license is required. Right? I'm reading this because this motherfucker right here got all of his shit. This motherfucker, this is what he does in Idaho. And he's known for doing this, right? He's known for doing this. And when he got jammed up, all that shit got dismissed. All of it. This will never get to an appeal to where it becomes public record because they do not want this shit out here. All right. But this brother was kind enough to document all this and share all this. And this stuff that others have put together also, right? So that's a long one, right? I'm gonna leave Idaho and go into where is it at? I'm gonna go into this is all about Idaho, Oregon, Washington, um, Washington State. It's pretty dope, man. I'm gonna go to my other one. Okay. That's without a driver's license. Now your right to travel, okay? And if anybody wants any of this shit, just email me. Fuck, I'll give it to you. I can't put links because I didn't sell my soul because they want me to upload my fucking biometrics and identification to YouTube and shit, you know, in order to share links. Like, what kind of shit is that? I can't even put a link in my own damn YouTube channel unless I, you know, adhere to the terms and conditions, right? All right. I'm gonna be stopping in a minute and I'm gonna read this. Not the whole thing because it's 24 pages, but I'm gonna get like the nuts and bolts. And this is case law. It's gonna be New York State, it's gonna be California, it's gonna be I think Florida's in here, Texas is in here. I believe not Pennsylvania, guys. Pennsylvania is a Commonwealth. Fuck around and find out. Being in a Commonwealth, you got Pennsylvania, I think Rhode Island. That's a Providence. There's one more, Pennsylvania and somewhere else. You don't want to fuck around in them states. They don't play by. They play by some other shit. Some fucking British law or some shit. Yeah, you fuck around and find out there. You know. Don't fuck around in them places. They're a totally different ball game. Why? I don't know. You know, as far as their, statutes, codes, and regulations, it's different. All right, we all know that was the first state or whatever, but that's a long story. But and again, I don't recommend anybody doing this shit, you know. But this is just what it says. There's no going around it. This is what they say, not anyone else. This is what this is not made up. This is not mumbo jumbo. This is their own words. Remember, what they did is they used everything to trick us into believing that we got to do shit, and then the only way we can follow it is by whatever they crafted, right? So we got no law. This is the thing. No law requires you to pledge your private automobile. All right. And these are maximums of law, right? A private automobile is not required by any law, code, statute to be recorded. That means to be on a record. That means to be registered. That means all that. Any recording pledge, if you record it, you're pledging your shit. All right. Any recording pledge of private automobile to any agency is strictly voluntary. Any recordation/contract you or a dealership has done was fraudulently conveyed as an act of recording agency/automobile. Dealer told you must record your private property. The voluntary pledge that was done without just compensation is usually done through fraud, deceit, coercion, and withholding of facts. That's what they do. They don't give you the facts when you register a car. They don't, when you go fill out an application, right? In New York State, it's MV82. When you go fill that bitch out, it's a clear pledge. Like you're literally filling out an affidavit pledging your vehicle, the fucking county, state, you know, and all everything in police, really the state. So the counties, technically, I'm in Rochester, New York area. Technically, they don't have any jurisdiction over any fucking thing, right? They're just security for the city. But then they take it, you know, they you county, right? If it's like, you know, somebody does some crime, you got to go to the county. But usually traffic tickets, you know, any traffic ticket that, like, you know, oh, you ran a red light or whatever, headlight out, all this other shit, whatever, license, all that shit, you know, these are traffic infractions. All right. Those are not crimes. Okay. So what the fuck are they? Well, they're administrative processes. They're to extort money out you because you didn't perform accordance to the contract. That's all it is. You didn't follow the rules. You're basically an employee driving for the state. You didn't follow the rules. Now you got to pay. Simple. That's why they can pull you over for a headlight and give you a ticket. Wouldn't it, oh, if this is about safety, wouldn't they like recommend a shop or give you a voucher? Like, look, get it fixed. It's for safety. Why don't you kill no one out here? No, it's not. It's about making money. It ain't about helping you. It's about extorting you. What the fuck? You know? And when will Americans wake up? Like, they think like shit like this is just, oh, that's just what we're supposed to be doing. You know, you should follow the rules. I mean, it is for safety. Someone's going to kill somebody. Man, back in the days, man, god damn, when I was a kid, man, being in back of a fucking old ass Chevy, bouncing around, sliding on the seats and shit, hitting your head against a fucking hard ass side door and shit, getting burned from the fucking vinyl seats and shit because it's so fucking hot in the summer, no ass AC. You know how many fucking beer cans used to be on the goddamn ground that we was stepping in? Man, they ain't give up. Motherfuckers, my mom and her boyfriend used to be driving, drinking beers. There wasn't none of this DWI shit and all this other crap shit. We just lived, right? Yeah, people get fired. Hey, it is what it is. I get it. All right. But you go back and look, it was always alcohol. Motherfuckers was probably driving drunk back more then than it is now. You know, it ain't about fucking safety. You know, I remember all this shit. I don't forget nothing. I remember the sound of the fucking beer cans. I remember what they looked like. They had the pull tab, not the little pop tab. Them motherfucker had like the pull tab, you know, the bottles and shit. My mom used to hand me a bottle in the back right here. Can you open this for me? I take my teeth, I give it to her, you know. Bottles everywhere. They used to drink and fucking drive. Everybody used to do the shit. It was just like normal way of life. Wasn't no all this DWI shit and, you know, all this other crazy shit. You know, I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, you know, all this shit that they got us into now. And there's a story right in Rochester that, you know, just happened. The body cam footage just came out. Motherfuckers went, you know, the news is obviously they're trying, they you know, they spin it a different way. But basically, a dude got pulled over. They're screaming police brutality, but a guy got pulled over. You know, he didn't roll his windows down, whatever. He didn't comply right away. And they smashed his window out, ripped him out of the fucking car, slammed him on the back of the car. New York State troopers and Rochester Police Department. So now they're under the gun, under fire, right? And you know, you read all the comments. They're like, oh, well, this isn't the whole video. I'm sure there's more to the story. Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. Then motherfuckers like, well, it didn't look like police brutality. Motherfuckers are saying it didn't look like police brutality. What? It didn't look like police brutality? Man, the man just got his fucking window smashed and ripped out of the car. What? And then people are like, well, we don't know what he did. He could be a criminal and this and that. Well, this is the world we live in, guys. I told you, your enemy is your fucking neighbor. Your enemy is all the people around you. Your enemy is watching you. If you're not in line with what they're in line, you're a problem to them. That's how this shit works, man. That's the world we live in. It's 1984, man. 1984. Damn, this ginger beer is good. 1984, right? So they're like, this doesn't look like police brutality. And I'm seeing some people that be in the community talking about, I mean, I don't know, that's just weirdo talk to me. Because all these comments, and they're like, I'm like, bitch, they just said why he got pulled over. You know why he got pulled over? His inspection was expired. The little sticker of emission inspection for your vehicle, his vehicle was expired. So they fucking pulled him over, and because he didn't comply, they went 0 to. I uploaded a short of it. They went 0 to 100 real quick. Smashed his window, yanked him out the car, slammed like all that for a vehicle inspection. Sticker. His sticker was just out of date, meaning he didn't go back so the state can make another $21 fucking just to hook his car up to a fucking computer, and it checks the emission. It says pass or fail if the check engine the fuck light is on, to get your little sticker so the state can make its $21. He didn't have that, so he got extracted, window bust, and assaulted, and his own people in the community are saying that don't look like police brutality. Okay, these are same motherfuckers that when they're dragging people out of homes, plunging needles in their fucking arm or whatever the fuck else they plan on doing, are gonna say they should have. We had to do it. They ain't even gonna give a fuck. They gonna tell on you. They like, my neighbor didn't get it done yet. He been telling me he's not gonna do it. Gonna go out guns blazing. Here comes the fucking SWAT. Oh, we gotta SWAT this motherfucker to get one in his ass. This is what I'm telling people. Like, I'm making drastic stories, but this is what I'm talking about. This is what I've been talking about. That little sticker is what made me take my little pickup brands making new because of Russ. Yeah. Yeah, man. In New York State, we got to get inspections and shit. You know, you got an inspection sticker. And if it's out of date, you get pulled over and you get a ticket because they didn't get their $21. They got to make more money off your ass. Just is what it is. Because, hey, but anyways, back to the right to travel. You don't need none of that shit, right? You don't need none of that garbage, right? They just tell you need it, right? Anyways, if men through fear, fraud, or mistake should, in terms, renounce or give up any natural right, the internal law of reason and the grand end of society would absolutely vacate such renunciation. The right to freedom being a gift of the Almighty God, it is not in the power of man to alienate this gift and voluntarily become a slave. That's from Samuel. So I tell people, anybody telling you that this country needs to be burned to the ground and a new constitution made or whatever the fuck, I used to think like that. Not think, but I was caught up on this needs to be destroyed. No, shit needs to go back to its principles, and we can build back better. Go right back. Why eliminate something that gives us everything that we want today already? It's crazy. Everything that everybody's crying about is right there. Everything that everybody is fucking crying, bitching, complaining, moaning about, it's the protection's already here. The court system is already there. Everything to get us out of what we're in is still in fucking play. No wonder why they want you to fucking destroy it. You can't go back if you're them. You can't undo all that shit. You got to destroy it. So let's make the same people that fell for it destroy it. That's what they need. That's what they want. And again, if I get deleted, guys, I'll be on another channel. People are like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. What the fuck? I go live. I got a few channels. I'm on 3 of them now. They strike this one. There's 2 more. All right. It's simple. That's what they want this bitch destroyed, because everything that gives us the protection is here already. And everything that's there, these same motherfuckers, if we told them, if we came together and said, bitch, y'all got to start following your own shit. Look what it says, motherfucker. Why is it different? We're done with you. We're not talking no more. No, none of us even brought a fucking knife here. You see a million people out here, not one person has a fucking knife. We got a pen, bitch. Change this shit now. Man, could you imagine that? People that had enough and coming with a pen and a paper saying, nope, these 100 millions, we're done with all this shit y'all talking. We know now. We're done. We're going to make y'all run this bitch the way y'all supposed to. You see, that's what they don't want. So they know it can't never go back that way. So they got to destroy it. Flip the game board over. They got to cheat. They got to quit. We're done. No. When you catch a psychopath, there is no, you motherfuckers don't apologize. You know, when they're like, no, the fucker, they, whatever. You know, and that's what they wanted us to do. You know, that's what they want. They don't want us to go back to a universal understanding of individual freedom and individual liberty and justice for all. They don't want that. You know, there's a fucking entity that shouldn't even be here to keep them in check, but you know, we don't want to know about that. If it says what it says, why are we doing what it don't say? You know, men are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? And to secure, not grant, nor create these rights. You know, you already got the rights. The government is there to make sure they're upheld. That is what it's for. That's why when the law boils down to the law, it goes into, okay, did we violate their rights? Did we do a wrong here? That's what it's all about. Did they do a wrong? They are supposed to protect you and your rights. It's not supposed to be you get in trouble for doing absolutely fucking nothing. What the fuck is that? How the fuck you get in trouble for doing nothing when, you know, what'd you do? Shit, I was just driving and fucking headlight was out and got a ticket and I didn't pay it. Then I was hurting and then it expired. Now, you know, I got a suspended license. Now I keep getting pulled over this fucked up truck and I gotta fix it. Yeah, you keep going through that. Or, you know, just some other dumbass fucking shit, you know? Everyday shit we got to go through, whatever the fuck it may be. Family court shit, you know, people getting into arguments and shit. Police gets called and the cops come, and next thing you know, you got a case for some regular ass shit. And I'm not talking about. I'm all for justice, meaning somebody injures somebody, you got to pay. You damage some property, you got to pay. They know that the way. No, they don't. They don't let the victim collect anything. They collect everything. Other countries actually have where somebody, even a fight, I got a lot less fights. Government knows coming and say, "Oh yeah, but you got this, you got to go sit in jail for a week or you're on probation." They ain't got time for all that. They're like, "Bitch, no, you pay the family. I want $50,000. Like, oh shit. Now the government's gonna make sure you pay that. Now that's how it works. In other countries, it's bitch, you gonna pay that family or you're going to fucking jail. That's how it works. It's not the government. See, here the government takes everything. That's what another thing they don't want people to know. They reap all those benefits because those people that, okay, Bill got in a fight with Bob in another country. Oh shit! Now they get in trouble. Cops come. All right, they got a court case. Boom, we go into court. Well, look, Bill wants fucking 30,000 because you fucking busted his fucking face up. Now the judge gonna say, yeah, you fucked him up. That's illegal. You're not supposed to do that under subsection this, that, this damage, injury. Now you have to, boom, the judgment is for the plaintiff. You owe that motherfucker that. And if you don't do it, you got A, B, C, and D to pay this or come up payment plan. If you don't do that, you're going to be further prosecuted by the government to make you pay that. That's all it is. You owe that motherfucker something because you damaged him. They are going to make you pay it. That's how it is. Here, it's a totally. Doesn't that make more sense? Doesn't that make more sense? I was going to do a video about that. This is what goes on in like Taiwan. I was amazed. I'm like, damn, that's interesting. It made me think this is what they do because they got each one of us in a trust. So if someone injures a beneficiary of another trust, which is owned by the government, which is ran by the government, then when you get these, he gets arrested, he gets a bond. Okay, what do you do? He damaged this motherfucker over here. All right, he damaged him. Okay, look, all right, well, you damaged him, so okay, the damage, you're going to be charged with A, B, and C, and D. Under this, you might have to pay restitution to that motherfucker and some medical bills, but it's nothing compared to what they got for you injuring this motherfucker over here. They play those games. You never know about them. They're making a lot of money. Bob with the busted eye socket fucking Texas, he ain't get a fucking dollar from the fuck shit, right? Because they're not going to teach you. But slickly, they shown this to us. O.J. Simpson. Oh, he murdered fucking whatever the hell, psychological, it doesn't matter what it was. Didn't get convicted, but guess what? He got a civil suit. Boom, P. Diddy, right now. He ain't got no crime yet. Got a civil suit. Been right in front. You hear about this all the time. Well, they were found not guilty of the crime, but they were found guilty of a civil penalty. Somebody's paying some damages. You see? It is here, but it's hidden. That's wild, man. That's really fucking wild, yo. Really, really wild. So you got I read that. All right. The property which a man has honestly acquired, he retains full control of, subject to those limitations. First, that he shall not use it to his neighbor's injury, and that does not mean he must use it for his neighbor's benefit. Second, that he devotes it to a public use. If he gives to the public a right to control that use. The third, that whatever the public needs require, the public may take upon payment of due compensation. Budd versus People of the State of New York, U.S. 517-1892. There should be no arbitrary deprivation of life, liberty, or arbitrary spoliation of property. Police power, due process, Barber versus Conley, 113 U.S. 2131, Yick Yo versus Hopkins, 118 U.S. 356. But whenever the operation and effect of any general regulation is to extinguish or destroy that which by law of the land is the property of person, so far as it has the effect, it is unconstitutional and void. Thus, a law is considered as being a deprivation of property within the meaning of the constitutional guarantee. If it deprives an owner of one of its essential arbiters, destroys its value, restricts or interrupts its common, necessary, or profitable use, hampers the owner in the application of it to the purpose of trade, or imposes conditions upon the right to hold or use it, and thereby seriously impairs its value. Statute 167 AM, Juris 2D, Constitutional Law, Section 369, ironically. You'll find a lot of these shits be like 369, 333, 666, all kinds of shit. You'll be like, damn, are these shits labeled to like let us know some shit? Justice Bendies eloquently affirmed his condemnation of abuses practiced by government officials who were defendants acting as government officials in a case of Olmstead versus U.S. That was a good case, guys. Read Olmstead versus U.S. 277 U.S. 438, 48, section 564, 575, 72 L, ED 94, 1928. He declared, decency, security, and liberty alike demand that government officials shall be subjected to the same rules of conduct that are commands to the citizen. In the government of laws, existence of government will be imperiled if it fails to observe the law scrupulously. Our government is the potent, all right, the omnipresent teacher. For good, for ill, it teaches the whole people by its example. Crime is contagious. If the government becomes a lawbreaker, it breeds contempt for the law. It invites every man to become a law unto himself. It invites anarchy to declare that in the administration of the law, the end justifies the means, would bring a terrible retribution against the pernicious doctrine. This court should resolutely set its face. What they're talking about there is, if governments are fucking corrupt as fuck, the people are going to be corrupt as fuck. That's exactly what we're seeing now and today. All right. The duty of the licensor slash DMV commissioner. Right. All right. Now this goes into the whole thing about automobiles. All right. Arguments, motor vehicle. All right. I'm gonna go down to, again, it's 24 pages. I'm not reading all this shit. All right. All we got, this is shit we should already know. Automobiles not classified as vehicles. They show you the difference between an automobile and a vehicle, and it got case law to support it. And it shows you that when you have an automobile, it's considered household goods. So if you have an estate, and you can't have one without the other, but an estate, and like say a family member dies or some shit. All right. This has happened and so many times. There's so much case law. This is where you start to find this shit at. A lot of shit comes from trust. It comes from wills. Come from family. What is it called? Family law, as far as um beneficiaries and shit like that, from wills and shit, family shit. A lot of information is thrown in here because that's when you're going to get the Constitution, the real laws. And when you see shit like you see here, it can't apply here and not over here. It just don't work that way. If they say something over here, then that shit it runs over here, and nothing can abrogate that shit whatsoever. So what is a household good, right? Okay. Household goods. Okay, this is what they say. Under UCC 9109, there is a real distinction between goods purchased for personal use and those purchased for business use. The two are mutually exclusive, and the principal use of which the property is put should be considered as determinative. James Talcott Inc. versus G. UCC Rep Service 1082. All right. Next, the classification of goods in UCC 9-109 are mutually exclusive. McFadden versus Mercantile Safe Deposit and Trust Co. Another one, the classification of goods on UCC 9-109 is question of fact. Morgan County Feeders Inc. versus McCormick. The definition of goods includes an automobile. Hansen versus Government Employees of Finance and Industrial Loan Corp. 15 UCC. Next one, household goods. The term household goods include everything about the house that is usually held and enjoyed therewith, and that tends to the comfort and accommodation of the household. Lewell versus Lewell, 515, page 2D 900 through 903, 21 Arizona App 75. Bequest of such household goods and effects included not only household furniture, but everything else in a house that is usually held and used by the occupants of the house to lead to the comfort and accommodation of the household. State XRAL Mueller versus Probate Court of Ransom County. What that case was about was a family who was going against the fucking county for taking its fucking property. Non-commercial purposes shall be exempt for taxation because they were trying to take the property and everything on that bitch. And no, all that shit, no, did not fly. And such persons entitled to such exemption shall not be required to take any affirmative action. That means they ain't got to do nothing to receive the benefit from such exemption. They ain't got to do shit. You already exempted. This is why the cops got to get a warrant to your house. Whoa, it's why? Because it's private. Your adobe, your house is a private place. See, that's why they can only tax the outside of it. They can only tax the land on the motherfucker. They can't do anything inside your house. So now you're getting into this is all about automobiles. Well, automobile, hey, this is what they're saying. Automobiles classification as vehicles. Household goods did not include an automobile used by the testator, who is a practicing physician. Testator is a person that's in a trust, I mean, in a will. Okay. So they're talking about, an automobile, they say that it was, he was a physician. It was used for business, so it was a household good. That's basically what they're saying. But anyway, who is practicing physician in going from his residence to his office and vice versa, and making visits to his patients. Mathis versus Causey. Debtors could not avoid lien on a motor vehicle as motor vehicles are not household goods, right? Within the meaning of the bankruptcy code lien avoidance provisions in Martinez versus Bankruptcy, New Mexico. All right. Automobiles not now. Okay, I read all that. You're like, well, no, they are classified. No, they're not. I'm reading what they got and I'm reading what they say. Automobiles not classified as vehicles. Automobiles purchased for purpose of transporting buyer to and from his place of employment was consumer goods as defined in UCC 9-109. Melcote versus Volunteer Finance and Loan Corp. The provision of UCC 2316 of the Maryland UCC do not apply to the sale of consumer goods, a term which includes automobiles, whether new or used, that are bought primarily for personal, family, or household use. Maryland Independence Automobile Dealer Association, Inc. versus Administrative Motor Vehicle Administration. An automobile was part of a Testerex, a household good within codicil. All right, Mitchells versus Will. The expression personal effects clearly includes an automobile in Burnswell's will. All right. A yacht and 6 automobiles were personal belongings and household effects in regards to Bloomingdale's estate. All right. Conclusion: is automobile always a vehicle or motor vehicle? No. The question of fact that turns on the use to which the automobile is in question is put, i.e., personal or commercial. Whether the presumption of an automobile being a vehicle or motor vehicle is created by the owner of said automobile registering same with the state as a vehicle. This presumption may be overcome by an affirmative defense to the allegation of the automobile being a vehicle, barring any evidence to the contrary indicating commercial use. Remember, commercial vehicle, non-commercial. I registered a motherfucking tractor trailer as like a car. A fucking tractor trailer that you see on the road that motherfuckers told me up and down, I can't do it. I did it. Why? Because I know. I'm not using it for commercial use. I wanted the shit to have it to use for personal. So I got a tractor trailer and register it fucking what you call it, with regular ass plates. That motherfucking shit is not commercial. All right, at all. I couldn't even get pulled over by a fucking DOT. I got pulled over by a DOT. Guess what? As soon as I started talking to the motherfucker, started hauling ass. What are we gonna? You can't do anything. This ain't no fucking commercial vehicle. You got no jurisdiction over this vehicle. The DOT, Department of Transportation. This shit is not commercial, but people don't know. All right, U.S. defines classification. Private automobile is not required to be registered by law. The California Motor Vehicle Code, Section 260. The fuck? Radio. The hell, my car just automatically come on. This is from California. A lot of people do this shit in California. The California Motor Vehicle Code, Section 260. Private cars / vans, etc., not in commerce / profit are immune to registration fees. This is what they say. This is California. A commercial vehicle is required. A commercial vehicle is a vehicle of a type required to be registered under this code. Passenger vehicles which are not used for the transportation of persons for hire, compensation, or profit, and house cars are not commercial vehicles. C, a van pool is not a commercial vehicle. Okay, tells you right there. A vehicle not used for commercial activity is a consumer goods. It is not a type of vehicle required to be registered and use tax paid for which the tab is evidence of receipt of the tax. Bank of Boston versus Jones. All right, that's a case. It is held that a tax upon common carriers by motor vehicles is based upon a reasonable classification and does not involve any unconstitutional discrimination, although it does not apply to private vehicles or those used by the owner in its own business and not for hire. Desser versus Wichka. That's why I tell people this shit is already on case law. Like you can't they cannot wiggle out of this shit at all. You can't. They can railroad you and just we're getting fined anyway. Yeah, you could just appeal this shit. And you go up, and guess what? You're gonna get something that tells you that it's all eliminated. You don't even need to appeal because they don't want record of it. That's how this shit works. Simple. It is held that tax upon common. Oh, I already read that. Thus, self-driven vehicles are classified according to the use to which they are put rather than according what the fuck is all this shit? Yeah, you're right. What the fuck is all this shit? Natural born rebel. What the fuck is this shit? It must be some fucking troll. You not own shit. Don't believe me. Don't pay attention. Oh no, maybe it's not a troll. My bad. I don't know what the fuck going on there. I just looked over at my chat, saw it moving out of the corner of my eye. All right. Let me go back where I was at. Not gonna read too much longer on this. Hold on. Let me go. Where the fuck was I at? California. Okay. Hold on. Okay. In the view of this rule, a statutory provision that the supervised officials may exempt such person when the transportation is not on a commercial basis means that they must exempt them. State versus Johnson. Think about this shit, man. No, I just saw mad comments like spamming the thing, so I thought it was a troll. It's all good. See New Jersey Motor Vehicle Code, Chapter 3, Section 39.3.1. Certain vehicles accepted from chapter which reads automobile, fire engines, and such self-propelling vehicles as are used neither for conveyance of person or for hire, pleasure or business, nor for the transportation of freight, such as steam, road rollers, and traction engines are exempted from the provisions of this chapter. See annual report of the Attorney Generals of the State of New York issued on July 1st, 1909, Albany, New York, pages 322, 323, which reads, there is no requirement that the owner of a motor vehicle shall procure a license to run the same, nor is there any requirement that other person shall do so, unless he poses to become a chauffeur or person conducting an automobile as an employee for hire or wages. Yours very truly, Edward R. O'Malley, Attorney General. And they think about that shit. Laws of New York, 1901, chapter 53. There, people will try to say, oh, that shit's, no, this is the law, man, not code, statutes, regulations, and all that other shit. No, it's not that. It's the law. Just because it's legal doesn't mean it's lawful. Legal and lawful are two different things. It's legal means basically it's legal and sufficient enough to be lawful. If it's found to be not legal, then it's going to be unlawful. That's how they work. So when you pull the law, then they start getting lawful, and then the legal shit goes out of the window. They can't do that to you no more. All right. Privately owned buses not engaged for hire and transportation outside the jurisdiction of a motor vehicles enforcement follows those. Oh wait, I don't went too far down. Oh shit, hold on, I lost it. Oh wait, yeah, it says it follows that those citizens not engaged in extraordinary use of the highway for profit or gain, or likewise outside the jurisdiction of the motor vehicles. Since the sale of personal property is not required to be evidenced by any written instrument in order to be valid, it has held that in North Carolina that there may be a transfer of title to an automobile without complying with the registration statute, which requires a transfer and delivery of a certificate of title. North Carolina Law Review, volume 32, page 545, Carolina District Court versus Lindus Motor Co., North Carolina 157. The following shall be exempt from the requirement of registration and certificate of title. Any vehicle driven or moved upon the highway in conformance with position of this article relating to manufacturers, dealers, or non-residents. Any such vehicle which is driven or moved upon a highway for the purpose of crossing such highways from one property to another, not driven or moved. Hold on, wait. Hold on. That's a little blurred down there. Sorry, guys. That is blurred. All right. So, all right. This is some more. These are just like little bullet points. All right. These are little bullet points. All right. The California Constitution, Article 1, Section 8, and similar statements made in all of the state constitutions mandates that no one be compelled to be a witness against himself. That's something we should just know automatically. Shut the fuck up. You ain't got to be a witness. Somebody say you did something, let them know. All right, okay, I did it. All right. Prove it, motherfucker. That's it. Prove I did it. All right. That's something we should just automatically know. All right. Is in agreement with the Supreme Court ruling in Haynes versus U.S., wherein the ruling was that to force anyone to register anything is communicative, and such communicative evidence is procured by the Fifth Amendment. No state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, nor waterways, transporting his vehicles and personal property for either recreation or business, but by being subject only to local regulation, i.e., safety, caution, traffic light, speed limits, etc. Travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances. Chicago Coach Code versus City of Chicago. That is one a lot of people use. But I found the exact lettering in the law for personal watercraft. I cannot find the exact 100% definitive wording in the vehicle shit, because they got the shit so much layers over it. But just like this says, no state government entity has the power to allow or deny passage on the highways, byways, or waterways transporting his vehicles or personal property for either recreation or business, but by being only subject to local regulation, i.e., safety, caution, meaning as long as you're safe, as long as your vehicle is equipped with lights, brake lights, all the shit is required from the state to have a vehicle for safety is all you got to do. All here in New York State and other highways, New York State troopers, I have an old vehicle and traffic law book. All they were in charge of is safety on the road. That's it. They made sure you got pulled over. Oh, your lights out. Oh, you got to fix that, or we'll give you a ticket. This is your first warning. Have a nice day, sir. They still have that, but they rarely. I'm gonna give you a verbal warning, or they'll write you a fix-it ticket. They got it, but they don't use it. Everything is fucking a terrorism drill. You get pulled over, it's a fucking hostage situation. Ain't that shit crazy? Ain't that crazy? That's crazy. Crazy, man. Isn't that fucking crazy? It's a fucking hostage situation. But this shit still exists, but they don't use it. They don't fucking use it. You know? So, all right. Travel is not a privilege requiring licensing, vehicle registration, or forced insurances, right? The fundamental right to travel is not a privilege. It is a gift granted by your maker and rested by our founding fathers as unalienable and cannot be taken by man/government made law of color of law known as private code, secret, or statute, whatever. A general rule, men have natural right to do anything which their inclination may suggest, if it not be evil in itself and in no way impairs the rights of other. That's why I tell motherfuckers, I'll talk all this shit about this bitch need to be destroyed. They need to read. Man, shut the fuck up. All of this shit is right here. Why would you want to do anything when it says right here? As a general rule, men, obviously women, have a natural right to do anything which their inclinations may suggest, if it not be evil in itself and in no way impairs the rights of others. But they want you to believe, telling you to tell somebody, look, take the fucking diaper off your mouth. Hey, look, you over there swinging your dick around with your tits hanging out, acting like a she. Look, that's fucked up, man. Do that shit somewhere else. They want you to think that's criminal in nature. They want you to think that that's, infringing on somebody's rights. Meanwhile, the same document says you got a right to fucking free speech, and you got a right not to fucking listen to somebody, and you got a right to plead the fifth. That means in your everyday fucking life, you ain't got to say nothing to nobody. All this shit still is. That's why they want us to destroy the shit. That's why 90% of the truth community is destroying all of this and helping them bring on what they want. When they got enough people that want to destroy it, the 5% of people that want to keep it, they could round them motherfuckers up real quick. And all the people say, yeah, they're the problem. You see? That's how it works, man. Everything they've got, pretty much, they can just come out tomorrow and seal this bitch up. And I think they can do it, honestly. I honestly think they can do it. I'm like, shit, hey, man, I think they can do it. Traveling is the passing from place to place, act of performing journey. And traveler is person who travels in hierarchy, right? Right of transit through each state with every species of property known to Constitution of the United States and recognized by that paramount law is secured by that instrument to each citizen and does not depend on uncertain and changeable ground of more comity. I'm sorry, comity. COMIT, not comedy. Traffic infractions are not a crime. People versus battle, right? California Appeals 3, Step 1, 1-3, repeated again 636 and 639. First, it is well-established law that the highways of this state are public property and their primary and preferred use is for private purposes, and that their use for purpose of gain is special and extraordinary, which generally, at least, the legislator may prohibit or condition as it sees fit. Stefan versus Rainford, right? 287 U.S. 251, Pritchard versus Batten. In cases cited, Frost versus Trucking, Cole versus Railroad Commission versus Intercity Forward and Coal, Parlet Corporative versus Tidewater Lines. Freedom to travel is indeed an important aspect of the citizen's liberty. We are first concerned with the extent of, if any, to which Congress has authorized its um curtailment. Road road, Kent versus Dulles. The right to travel is part of the liberty of which citizens cannot be deprived without due process of law under the Fifth Amendment. So much conceded by the Solicitor General in Anglo-Saxon law that right was emerging at least as early as the Magna fucking Carta. Ain't that crazy? Kent versus Dulles. It is not a mere privilege, but a common and fundamental right of which the public and individual cannot rightfully be deprived. Chicago Motor Coach versus Chicago. The right of the citizens to travel upon the public highways and to transport his property therein, either by carriage or automobile, is not a mere privilege which a city may prohibit or permit at will, but a common right which he has under the right to life, liberty, and property of the pursuit of happiness. Thompson versus Smith. Even the legislator has no power to deny to a citizen the right to travel upon the public highway and transport his property, which is his automobile, a.e. vehicle, all right, in ordinary, of course, of his business or pleasure. Through this right may be though this might be regulated in accordance with public interest and convenience. Chicago Code versus City of Chicago. Not meaning, bitch, give you a license. That means what they mean by through this right may be regulated in accordance with public interest and convenience. What they're meaning is by the traffic lights, the traffic flow, all that shit, the speed limit and all that shit. Yeah. That don't mean you got to have this piece of paper be riding around this bitch. All right. That's all they're meaning. It is now universally recognized that the state does not possess such power to impose such burdens and limitations upon private carriers when using the public highways for the transaction of their business with respect to common carriers using the public highways for the transaction of their business and transportation of persons or property for hire. That rule is stated as follows by the Supreme Court of the United States. A citizen may have, under the 14th Amendment, the right to travel and transport his property upon them, the public highways, by auto vehicle, but he has no right to make the highways his place of business by using them as a common carrier for hire. Such use is a privilege which may be granted or withheld by a state in its discretion without violating either the Due Process Clause or the Equal Protection Clause. Buck versus Klondike. What they're saying, bitch, yeah, travel all you want. Just don't do business on them because then you're operating in commerce. That's it. The right of a citizen to travel upon the highway and transport his property therein in accordance of course of life and business differs radically and obviously from the one who makes the highway his place of business and uses it for private gain. In the running of a stagecoach or omnibus, the former is usually the ordinarily right of the citizen, a right common to all, while the latter is special, unusual, and extraordinary. As to the former, the extent of the legislative power is that of the regulation, but as to the latter, its power is broader. The right may be wholly denied, or it may be permitted to some and denied to others because of its extraordinary nature. The distinction elementary and fundamental in character is recognized by all the authorities. All right. So that is a lot. But shout out to all you guys. You know. So we're gonna go I'm gonna read a couple more. All right. In Thompson versus Smith, Chief of Police, Supreme Court of Appeals, Virginia, Constitutional law, citizens' right to travel upon other highways and transport his property therein in ordinary course of life, business is a common right. The right of a citizen to do so is that which he has under the right to enjoy life, liberty, and to acquire property and pursue happiness and safety. Automobile highways. Citizens' right to travel upon public highways includes the right to use conveyances of time, including horse-drawn carriage or automobile for ordinary purposes of life and business. Injunction. The injunction lies against enforcement void statute or ordinance where legal remedy is not complete or adequate as injunction, or where threatened or attempted enforcement will do irreparable injury to person and in interfering with exercise of common fundamental personal right. By irreparable injury, it means an injury of such nature that fair and a reasonable redress may not be had in a court of law, and that to refuse the injunction would be a denial of justice. Constitutional law, subsection 101, right to travel. 5. The nature of the federal union and the Constitution, concepts of personal liberty unite to require that all citizens be free to travel throughout the length and breadth of the United States, uninhibited by statutes, rules, or regulation which unreasonably burden or restrict this movement. 6. They ain't walking, motherfuckers. They're not walking. What do you think they're talking about? They're talking about moving in this bitch, traveling in an automobile. You ain't fucking walking, and the bitch ain't taking the fucking stagecoach through the whole United States. They're talking about vehicles. They knew. Remember, take your mind and your brain and go back to the fucking future in your fucking DeLorean and go into those times where the automobile was being pushed like the fucking electric car future. Motherfuckers think, not you guys, I'm talking because I've seen so much dumb shit today. Think. They knew these automobiles were coming. They were like, fuck that. You got a right to travel. You got a right to travel in your automobile, man. Go. It's free. Explore. Expand this bitch. By you getting your automobile, we about to make a ton of money elsewhere. Fuck it. Drive. Then they took it from us. Ain't that fucking crazy? They ain't one trying to restrict no fucking movement when you trying to build a goddamn fucking nation. They wanted you driving, traveling. They say travel, bitch. You got to go out there and get the gold. You got to go to the oil fucking fields. You got to go mining. You got to go to agriculture. You got to move. Bitch wasn't walking, man. This ain't for no foot traffic. Man, come on, man. I wish it would get into a fucking court with a judge talking this dumb shit. You know, I'll tell him straight up. Like, what? You think you start reading this shit, you start having it in your paperwork, start screaming this shit, and they try to shoot you down and say, what do you think they were? Oh, that was, back in the, you think they was fucking walking? You think they were, excuse me, Your Honor, you think they were walking? I mean, let's bring our mind back to these times. They knew all these automobiles was coming. This was the wave of the future. Everyone was excited. You think that was to restrict it? No. It's constitutional law, subsection 101. This is coming from a constitutional law reference book, right to travel. The nature of the federal union and the constitutional concepts of personal liberty unite, require that all citizens be free to travel throughout the length and breadth of the United States. It ain't New York State. It ain't motherfucking Florida. It ain't fucking Texas. It ain't fucking Louisiana, wherever the fuck you at. This is all the United States. Uninhibited by statutes. That means, you had what control statutes? Well, due to the Florida statute of driving and no, right here it says, bitch, this shit. This shit is this says uninhibited by statutes, rules, or regulations, which unreasonably burden or restrict this movement. That means you're going to restrict me. You mean to tell me I don't got a license, I can't drive? All right. I need to go. I got to go over here. This says I got a right to travel anywhere the fuck I want to. I don't got that piece of paper. I can't go. Think about that. What if somebody was this? I mean, if we were real truthers, and this is the shit we would be doing. We'd be on a stream, be like 5 million people watching. We'd be like, all right, look, tomorrow, let's do an affidavit. Let's sue the fucking city, wherever you're at. Let's try this. We'll all do it. We'll all get on. I mean, this will be real truthing. This will be changing the whole fucking United States. Instead of gobbledygook and talking about this over here, that shit over there, the fucking moon turning purple, the fucking earth's a fucking pancake or shaped like a dildo, whatever the fuck it is. I think it's shaped like a dildo because they're fucking us up the ass, but that's a whole nother story. But what if I had 500 million fucking subscribers or whatever the fuck it was? We just everybody on the same page. I got 100,000 or so, 500,000 people. And I say, you know what? Let's get 1,000 people tomorrow, man. Look, this is an affidavit we all gonna do. Let's take these let's sue them, put all this shit in it, and say, I gotta go see my uncle in fucking Florida. I gotta go down to Florida, but it says I need a license, but it says I got a right to travel, and just see what the fuck. Let's all go through the whole fucking process. It's free when you know what the fuck you're doing. You're gonna have to pay for a couple documents here and there, whatever the fuck, filing fees and shit, whatever. But just go through the process, see what they say. Wouldn't that be funny? That shit would be fucking funny as fuck, man. Just say, look, I gotta go to the doctors tomorrow. I need my medication, man. My rights are deprived because this saying I need a license, but I don't want to get a license. I can't drive to the motherfucking, and I can't walk. I don't feel like walking. I don't want to walk, but I got to write. I don't want to walk. I want to drive the automobile like it says in the right to travel, right? It says that I can travel and just bring this up, start having conversations in the courtroom and shit. Could you imagine that shit? That's what they don't want. So they want us just talking about all this dumb shit because they don't want us. I mean, we can start getting stupid with the shit. It's actually a guy out there. He's called One Stupid Fuck, and he be doing stupid shit like this. I think his name's called One Stupid Fuck. I mean, it's not my cup of tea, but it's a lot of knowledge in that shit. But he does stupid shit like this, like just some dumbass shit, like just so like Three Stooges type logic, and it's reasonable, but make it so fucking dumb. Like I just said, like I need to go I gotta be here such and such date, but I need to travel there, but I need to drive. This says I don't need it. Do I need a license? And make them motherfuckers say, no, you don't need one. Boom, now you set precedents that quick. Boom. See? Think about that, man. That'd be dope as fuck. All right, reading the last couple, then I got to get up out of here. Constitutional Law 101. Law chilling assertions of right. Right? This is what they say. Law chilling assertion of rights. If a law has no other purpose than to chill the assertion of a constitutional right by penalizing those who choose to exercise them, then it is potentially unconstitutional. Shapiro versus Thompson. This is powerful shit I'm giving y'all guys. This is powerful as fuck. That's what I say. Ain't no sense of going in no fucking courtroom talking about your feelings or your emotions. They don't care. When you talk about what they're talking, now you're like, oh, okay, all right. We can't play this type of charades because this motherfucker pulling shit out that, we know we're not supposed to be really doing. Think about that. Law chilling. Ain't nobody ever heard of law chilling before. Ain't nobody heard that shit. Law chilling. What the fuck is a law chilling? Right? Law chilling. What the fuck is that? Think about that. Think about that. That's what it says. This is in a constitutional law book. Constitutional. Think about that. Law chilling. Think about that. All right. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Law chilling, right? It's where individuals or groups refrain from engaging in expression for fear of running afoul of a law or regulation. Think about chilling effects generally occur when law is either too broad or too vague. That would be family law and that would be traffic law. Two of the most intertwined fucking things that we all deal with all the fucking time. And ironically, both them motherfuckers run with each other. Ain't that crazy? Think about that. Law chilling. This is constitutional law. Law chilling assertion of rights. If a law has no other purpose than to chill the assertion of constitutional rights by penalizing those who choose to exercise them, then it is patently unconstitutional. Ain't that crazy? Shapiro versus Thompson. That means even if we're in fear, right? We just say, yo, man, we chilling up in here. The judge be like, well, what do you mean? Well, all of us, we chilling, right? We believe that our rights are not being, we can't exercise the motherfucker. We're scared. Well, why you shouldn't be afraid of one's gonna hurt you. Yeah, but look at what happens if we start driving without this fucking piece of paper y'all say we need, but the law says we don't need it. Who can I talk to? Are you let me see your fucking oath of office. Are you even a judge? Are you you're an attorney. We'll just play charades. Go in there and we already know the whole game. We done got the attorney name. We know he's in this court on Tuesday, the one over there on Wednesday. On Thursday, he's in there representing motherfuckers. He ain't supposed to be nowhere near a goddamn fucking courtroom. This is what they do in Rochester. They ain't got no business near no fucking courtroom. I see the same fucking judge with a fucking client somewhere. What in the fuck? And then you go to the courtroom for the traffic. What do? They have criminal misdemeanor courts, right? Then they have fucking eviction courts, right? Then they have landlord and tenant fucking disputes and shit, right? Then they have traffic. Wait a minute. You mean to tell me this motherfucking judge got that many goddamn uniforms on? How the fuck he goes from working for the DMV to working for the fucking real estate companies? Then he's working for the motherfucking state. Then he's working for the fucking county. How the fuck is he doing all this? Well, it's all fucking a facade. He ain't got no real power up there. Just masquerading as power. Please rise. Take your hats off in my courtroom. Man, get the fuck. You know how many times I've been last in the courtroom? Fuck out of here. All right. So, let me see. Y'all already know 42 USC 1986. We already know that shit. I don't even got to read that. Well, you got, you got things. This is called right here. Damn, I done jumped ahead. This is action for neglect to prevent. It states every person who having knowledge that any wrongs conspired to be done and having power to prevent or aid in preventing neglects or refuses to do so shall be liable to the party injured. And the means of knowledge, especially where it consists of public record, is deemed in law to be knowledge of the facts. Always put shit on the record. Boom, put the shit on the record. As a means of knowledge, if it appears that the individual had notice or information of circumstances which would put him in inquiry, which if followed would lead to knowledge, or as the facts were presumptively within his knowledge, he will have deemed and to have the actual knowledge of the facts and may be subsequently liable for damages or injury. You therefore have been given knowledge to the facts as it pertains to the conspiracy to commit fraud against me. And that's why when I go in these family courts, woo, when I get a response from a judge, that shit be case law upon case. I learned a lot from a judge. I fuck with the judge. Next time I see the judge, I would say thank you. They gonna say for what? I'm gonna say for giving me more knowledge and understanding of the law that I do stand on and I do hold in honor, and I try to stand in justice, try to be in justice, and try to be a just human being. That's all. Thank you. And that's all because of this right here I'm reading to you, understanding certain principles and understanding, So, all right, it's a lot more. I would like to do a whole video about this, but I got to get up off here. I might be on a little bit later for some things, we'll see. But yeah, we can You know, I'll find out in a minute, but I might be on we're just gonna have a meeting of the minds and just go through some things, and I'll see if we're gonna get that popping. But I thank you everybody for joining. Shout out to all you guys, Kimmy, Space Monkey, Cuts, Flint, Free. What's good? Free, Mafticon, Natural Born Rebel. Who else I seen up in here? Sorry, I can go back until this shit comes up. Hurricane JW. Daniel Amico, shout out to you, my brother. Rap samples. Let me see. Keep going back. Fakest Michael, Rashad, 19. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong goddamn button. That's me in the dark. Sorry, guys. I hit the wrong damn button. But, Eyes on the Audit. My bad. Shout out to Mellows, Eyes on the Audit. Shout out to you. Eyes on the Audit. Whoever else watches this later. I know people don't like to hear all this shit. And I just be flying through shit. But, it is what it is. I can't post links on my own YouTube channel because I didn't sell my soul and upload my identification. But in order to get me able to drop links on my own platform, I have to give up biometrics and fucking identification, which, hey, is all coming, when they do digital ID and all that shit and incorporate with real ID. And, we'll all be like WeChat, all our bank, everything we do will be all online and all monitored and all controlled. It will all be watched, So that's when I'll be off the internet and just chilling and doing my own thing and, getting in touch with nature and the animals and the trees. I'll be talking to be out there, getting wisdom and knowledge from nature, Maybe I'll build my own. Maybe one day one of us will come out, we'll be like a fucking new Nikola Tesla, build our own fucking super hyper fucking quadrasonic fucking mind telepathy fucking platform. And we're like, yo, I figured it out. Guys, all you got to do is squeeze your ass cheek and push, and guess what? We could send a message to each other. I don't fucking know. Who knows what we could do? Shit. We might discover some shit and be like, damn, how the fuck I can hear this motherfucking voice way over there? I'm like, yo, you hear me? I'm like, yo, you hear me? Kimmy, you hear me? She'd be like, yeah, I hear you. How do I hear you? Oh shit, I discovered this new way. All you gotta do is fucking clench your ass cheeks together and cough, and all of a sudden you activate this shit in your ear or some shit. I don't fucking know. You never know, man. We might be, super powerful. We're just so dumb to fuck down, It's just so dumb to fuck down, man. Just dumb down. Dumb down, man. But shout out to all you guys. Much love. I'll talk to you later. Peace and love.